Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally come to the end of Season 1 of Legend of Korra. Now, for those of you that haven't checked it out, I have already done my review for episodes 11 and 12, Endgame and Skeleton in the Closet, where it's more specific, detailing my thoughts on those particular two episodes. So please check those out if you haven't. If you're not, well, then to put in summary, a pretty good ending, though I had some problems with it. And I think we'll just get right into the problems. Actually, no, we won't. We'll backtrack that. Let's talk about overall what Season 1 was about. And of course, it was about airbending, or at least, Korra trying to get in touch with her spiritual side, because she really lacks that. Aang had the spiritual stuff down very pat. He was on top of that stuff from the get-go. Very easily getting in contact with the spirit world. Unlocking his avatar state. That's how he got frozen all those times. So this was really more of an episode about trying to find or a season about trying to find your spiritual center. And it's good. It's something we haven't seen. And of course also about airbending. Although I wish we had seen more of Korra trying to airbend, learning the basics of airbending, learning more of the philosophy. We had a little bit of that sprinkled here and there, but I wish we had like another episode dedicated to it. Maybe a few scenes here and there that talked a little bit more about how airbending worked, the nature of airbending, all that fun stuff. Because, how much did we talk about waterbending and earthbending and firebending in the original Avatar? Quite a bit. So I really wish they had gone a little bit more into that direction, put a little bit more of that stuff in there. And who knows, maybe those scenes exist, and they'll be on the DVD of stuff that they just cut out because they couldn't fit it into the episodes. Although that is kind of rare for television, only because they know from the get-go how much time they're going to have for each episode. So it is kind of rare to have deleted scenes. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll have it. Other than that, we got introduced to a very original world, in my opinion. It's really nice to see this kind of 1920s-esque fantasy universe with strong Asian influences. It's very unique, very different from a lot of the things we've seen. I'm sure somebody's going to pull some obscure anime out of their nether regions, shall we say, and go, well, this show did this already. Meh. If it's not mainstream, it doesn't really count with this stuff. And I don't mean to say, I don't mean that as in it's not legitimate. I just mean it as in this is for everybody else, their first introduction to anything like this. And it's still a very original world. You still have this bending ideal, which is very different. But back on to Legend of Korra. I like the characters we had overall this season. We had some really strong characters. Everyone had their purpose. The introduction of General Iroh at the end was a little bit of a... Why you're here for just... so the group has another Mako, basically? Hi, Mako's replacement. Because we needed a firebender with Team B? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what they have planned for this character, other than maybe at the end. Or maybe next season. We'll see a little bit more of General Iroh. The new General Iroh. We did not see, unfortunately, Zuko, who is stated to be alive, but we never saw Zuko, and I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping for, maybe during the, Amon confronts Zuko, as him being the former Fire Lord, maybe Amon's gonna go, well, I am not falling for taking you and getting this into a larger war yet. I'm not taking your bending. It would have been nice. They could have had something like that. I don't know. Maybe for season 2. But overall, I really liked it. I like the characters. They're much stronger. I liked Korra's character as this of course, is the stereotypical, very headstrong country gal coming to the big city theme. I was really worried that they were going to overdo the tough girl thing. A lot of times when you write that, they overcompensate by making a female badass by going too far into the badass so it gets annoying and unlikable. She was really likable. You really got the sense that she was just a person who had extreme ability, natural abilities, but was still genuinely a 17-year-old girl. Yeah, she had those moments. She was a likable character, despite that. She wasn't overly girly, but she wasn't overly masculine. They strike a really good character balance with her. And same thing with her compatriots. The new team avatar was quite enjoyable. You had Mako and Bolin, who played very well off each other, having brothers that are somewhat opposites. Not only do they have different bendings, they have different styles. You have Mako, stern, serious type. Bolin, the kind of... he's drawn fatter, but he's supposed to be, I guess, the pudgier but funnier one. And then you of course had Asami, the normal girl, with kind of a... I don't know how to exactly place her. She's the normal of the group, the person that doesn't have any special abilities, but is really good at her normalness, just her natural abilities. I'm using kind of the TV tropes terminologies there. But she certainly had an interesting dynamic, her kind of internal conflicts. I wish they, again, went in a little bit more with her. What was motivating her to kind of stick with these benders. It would have been interesting to see. Especially at the end, where she really kind of goes, you really are a bad father. You really felt some sadness, and you kind of I really want to see a little bit more of her character, rather than this kind of being stuck in the background a lot, and just providing a lynch in the love triangle plot between her, Mako, and Korra. I'm pretty sure that they're going to resolve this by having Bolin and Asami get together. That seems to be the natural thing. After all, he saved her. He kind of, in a way, also stood up for her to her father when he's kind of throwing the rocks at him, going, Mr. Sato, I have to tell you, you were a bad father, as he's chucking boulders at him. It's very nice. That seems to be the way. And it's just overall very good. It had a lot of very great themes, a real love of the 20s, and kind of a real interesting allegory. Again, I wish they were a little bit more into the political stuff and making the villain... He was genuine, as I said in my episode review. Amon genuinely believes in the philosophy he's espousing. He's not some sort of political hypocrite. He just happens to be a bender. Spoilers! Be interesting if they ever figure out how he was able to use bloodbending to block people's abilities. I know there was a lot of people are pointing to something with the chakras that was ascribed to Aang, and that was the chakra of illusion. Probably has something more to do with him, this flooding part of the brain with blood that actually his bending is located in. That's my guess. Who knows? It would have been interesting also if we picked up how he learned to do that. How he, again, it would have been nice. I guess I should have said this in the season finale review, but it would have been nice and very interesting if they had explained a little bit how he discovered, or how he used bloodbending to. Did he just discover this randomly, or did he seek out and go on a quest specifically to find a way to stop bending? And you could have, if they didn't know how to write that, you could have just had Tarlok say, I know that was my brother. When he threw me in here, I had flashes. Or he could have just said, Amon had just plain told him how he went on a quest. He found the library. I forget its name, from the season 2 of the first series. He found that, and that's how he studied. Or he he started, this, I don't know, using the psychic powers to really analyze people's minds, and eventually he became a master of psychology or how the brain works, and he realized how bloodbending can be used. This to give us an idea of whether he stumbled across it or he really set out and tried to discover and create the ultimate chi blocking. And hey, it would have been also nice to get his how he started off early on. It would have been cool. It would also been cool if they at least kept a scar on his face, that was actually genuine. That was the first person he had actually taken the bending from, actually was the one that scarred his face. Now he was caught in some sort of duel, and that was he had burned, he didn't know what to do, so he just used the blood bend, or he used the in that moment. That would have been a cool story to tell. That's how he actually figured out how to do it. He was stuck in a fight with a firebender, and he thought the firebender was going to win, and so he just did what seemed natural, and his body just kind of hit that spot and figured out how to actually take people's bending away with that. That would have been kind of cool. Because he didn't have to at least do the part where he drew on a tattooed scar. I mean, come on. You could have made it a legitimate scar. I'm just saying. Really, again, loved this season, and I can't wait for season 2. I had some problems though with the season finale in that I thought it was okay. They resolved. People were able to get their bending back. I was hoping they were going to go darker, and I think that is due to the fact that this was originally written as a mini-series. They were thinking that these 12 episodes, that was going to be it for The Legend of Korra. She was going to get her stuff, and this, that was it. This was just to complete that missing cycle of air to what else they had done in Avatar. But of course, this thing is, as far as I've been able to tell or have read, this is Nickelodeon's highest rated show ever. So they rather quickly greenlit, hey, by the way, you want to do more of Korra? Because this is even more popular than the last shit you did. So I suppose a lot of this was probably already foretold. It would have been nice if they kind of left it, and that way next season, Korra still isn't the fully developed Avatar yet. She has her airbending, but now she's got to figure out how to unlock and get rid of whatever is blocking her abilities to bend. She knows it's not energy bending; it's not permanently drained like the avatars, like what Aang does. So it would have made a great story for next season, and it would have meant she isn't the full-fledged Avatar, which in reality the Avatar tends to be overpowered as a character. There's not a lot of tension. He's just so beyond anything else in the world that it's hard for anyone to compare to him. They had maybe a little bit with the bloodbending, but now at this point it's got to be well, you used that card already with Tarlok and Amon. It was a very good one, although I still kind of question why a full-fledged Avatar. He probably should just kind of know how to bloodbend. Might not like using it, but he should know it. Or she should know it. I kind of always wish they were going down that path, maybe, because especially, I don't know. It would have been interesting. They would have brought, and then they could have had Katara come back and have her face the fact that she's a bloodbender. Dun dun dun. That would have been great for season 2. But how are they going to work with Korra now being a full-fledged Avatar? Which we haven't seen done in the series yet. I mean, we've got little glimpses of how powerful an Avatar is, but who's going to be the villain now? I mean, who can really stand up to the full-fledged Avatar? And my only guess on that is it's going to have to be more of the spiritual realm, something with the spirits. The only things really that could stand up to a full-fledged Avatar would have to be something from the spiritual realm. Either that or they really go heavy with the tech stuff. This is really making it competitive with the magical abilities of the Avatar. I'm leaning more towards the spirit stuff, though, just because it's something that is part of the universe, but we haven't really seen in this particular series. Again, because Season 1 was all about Korra finding her spiritual center. which did seem a little rushed, in my opinion. Again, I would have loved it if a lot of that was kept for Season 2. So my prediction for Season 2 is that it's going to be something with the spirits. There's going to be maybe some spirits are deciding that the world is becoming corrupted, that this technology is kind of ruining everything. It's unbalancing the world. And so maybe some spirits rebel, and Korra's got to take on spirits. Something that's a little bit more dangerous. It'll be interesting to see. I can't wait for Season 2, and have no doubt when Season 2 comes along, I will be here once again to review it. So, Avatar fans everywhere, as we wait patiently for Season 2 to come along, we can all go out and at least buy the DVD, and you could at least in the meantime subscribe. I, of course, will be continuing to review movies, video games, maybe some other TV series. I hear The Walking Dead should be coming back soon, hopefully. Maybe. No, it's definitely coming back. But as for the site, we will continue, of course, to review. I should say, I will continue to review stuff. So please tune in for all that. Enjoy the site. Enjoy the channel. We don't have a site yet. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some changes coming up soon. Maybe you'll actually see my face eventually. Maybe we're planning on buying a digital camera soon. Mysteries. Who is the man behind the same screen? I guarantee you, I will come back next season. We'll have a different picture. I've been using the same picture for every episode. Alright, and now I'm just dragging out the episode. So, sayonara guys. See you next time. Please subscribe.